There we go. I feel like since it's Monday, I am so like disoriented. Like for a second, I was like, am I even doing anything correctly? My God, this seems so weird, right? Like it doesn't feel like a Monday. What's up? What's up, hi? What's up, LG? What's up, PR? What's up, Insanity? What's up, Zesty? How are you guys doing? PR, thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Pac, how are you doing? How's y'all's Monday going? It does not feel like Monday to me at all. It seems very weird, right? Luke, what's up? How are you doing? Doesn't it seem so weird? The best Monday since Valentine's Day? Oh, I guess it was on a Monday, huh? It seems so weird. Like, I feel like my entire schedule is just so jacked up. Like, ever since things got kind of like switched around with school and like work and stuff, it just seems weird, right? I don't know. I feel like it must be like a Friday or a Saturday or something. I feel like the weekend hasn't ended. It's very odd. I don't know. I'm very mixed up about a lot of things. Cthulhu, how are you doing? PR, what's up? How was your weekend? It was good. It was very fun. I mean, there's always an adventure with me, you know? Like, my life is like a movie, but I'm starting to realize that I am definitely like the common denominator for everything. Eric, how are you doing? Black Mike, what's up? Wallace, what is up?
Life is great. Here in London, RN, and I'm mixed up too.
Oh yeah, you're in
How
London.
was your working weekend?
Pac, how was London? I want to go to London so bad. I will get into my weekend here in a second. Thank you so much for being a sub for 4 months. How is London? I want to go so bad. Wallace, settle a debate. Is your birthday on the 10th or the 11th of June? So I don't really know. Well, obviously you guys know, like sometimes people make like articles and stuff like that that are not true. And in quite a few of them, they do have my age and my birth date wrong. But my birthday is on June 10th, same day as All Might. We share the same birthday. But yeah, my birthday is on the 10th, not the 11th. There are several articles about me, which is very weird, that say my birthday is just not the right birthday. And they also have like my height and all kinds of weird stuff wrong. It's just all crazy. But regardless, Convict, thank you so much for being a sub for 20 months. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Isn't that crazy? I'm gonna be 84 again in a few months. Lotus, what's up? How are you doing? Bruce, how are you? No worries. Be safe on your flight home, Bruce. Thank you so much for stopping by. Best of luck. I get so nervous to fly, which makes absolutely no sense since I am a travel nurse, but I have never gotten over that. Fabri, how are you doing? How's your day been? Belle, how are you? How are you? Hive, your most goodest boy? What does that mean? Elite, how are you doing? A right side of the bed sleeper. I will always sleep furthest away from the door. That's kind of my thing. Anytime, like if I'm in hotels or in Airbnbs or wherever like my travels take me, I will always sleep as far away from the door as possible. Not that it's gonna make like really any difference, right? Because if somebody was gonna break in, like what am I gonna do anyways? But I mean, still, for me personally and my peace of mind, I feel like I'm safer when I'm further away from the door. DX, thank you so much for being a sub for 19 months. I really, really appreciate you. How are you? How are you? Furious, how are you? 3, what's up? Augustus, how's your week been? But I have quite the story to tell you guys. Well, it's not even like that much of a story, but it's like I say, like my life is like a movie, but yet somehow still. Asian, what's up? How's your week been? I seem to always get myself into these predicaments that like I just don't understand how I get myself into these things
Also, I have a secret to confess to. On March 20th, you asked, who did that? It was me that did that. I am B's V card.
I was literally thinking about that a few days ago, Wallace. Thank you for putting my mind at rest over who did that. I was like, I could, I guess, go and search and try to figure it out. But Wallace, thank you for letting me know. That was like a 5-head move, Wallace. That was absolutely epic. Like, that still makes me laugh to this day. So epic. Zesty, always sleep furthest from the door. And yeah, I have to be that way too. I can't have my back to like the door or like windows or something like that. Like I think I just freak out. Carl, thank you so much. Carl, thank you for the 50 gifted subs. That's crazy, Carl. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Carl. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Carl, Thank you so much. Kuro, that is so kind of you. I was thinking about you actually earlier today, Kuro. I rewatched Bridgerton. I don't know if any of you guys have seen that on Netflix, but it's like this old Victorian show. Anyways, like the way that the Duke talks makes me think of you so much, Kuro. So much. Thank you so much for the gifted subs, Kuro. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Jesus, thank you so much. Or Jesus, I don't know which way you want to say it, but the way you spelled it, I'm assuming is Jesus. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Kuro, yeah, it's funny. I was literally, like, the way that he conducts himself and the way that he speaks, you remind me a lot of the Duke. Anyways, thank you so much, Kuro. I cannot thank you enough. Thank you so much. Envy plush, yes, a Monday stream. So I kind of went over this last weekend as well, but a lot of my colloquium, these are hard words for a non-native English speaker, right? So, colloquium, they switched it all. So instead of them being like more so like during the week, they're it actually happens Thursday during stream, Thursdays and Fridays. And they changed up a lot of stuff for my school, and because my school changed, I had to change some of my work shifts around as well, which is why, at least currently, the streams will most likely be during the week. And I know that that's kind of like unfortunate, but I will keep you guys updated as much as possible, and I appreciate you guys so much just bearing with me through it all. I appreciate you guys. Milo, what's up? How are you doing? Venom, how are you? Rain, how are you? How's your day been? But I know it's weird, and I know a lot of people who are used to seeing me stream like Thursday through Sunday, it's very odd being on a Monday. I know, it's very weird. We're gonna figure it out one way or the other. It might be a little bit of a difficult transition, but I will figure out a stream schedule at some point. You know, I'll make it work one way or the other, and I'll keep you guys updated as much as possible. Envy, you're so sweet. Thank you. Z3, what's up? How are you doing? I'll tell you guys just a little bit of my story from like this weekend. It's just a really tiny one, but anyways, this is kind of like what I was getting into about how, you know, like my life is like a movie, but I think that I'm like obviously the common denominator here, and I'm the one that like causes these things to happen. So anyways, I was on the beach, okay? And so my cousins have kids, so I am kind of like the aunt, you know, I call myself the aunt all the time. I know I'm not technically the aunt, but I mean, for all purposes, basically I am. So anyways, the kids see this like blue little bubble thing on the shoreline. I've never seen something like this anyways, and so they think it's like this kind of like inflated bag type thing. It's very hard to describe. Augustus, thank you so much for being a sub for 17 months. I really appreciate you. Thank you. So anyways, they're like trying to build these sandcastles and stuff, and there's this like blue blob that's on the shoreline. And so anyways, I go over there, and because they're like freaking out over like what this thing is. So I go over there and I look at it, and I'm like, that's a jellyfish. Yes, gaming, exactly, it's jellyfish. It's a Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish. They're not lethal, but they're extremely painful, okay? Dark, what's up? How are you doing? You're just in time for my story. So anyways, I'm like, these are Portuguese man-of-wars, which is crazy because I'm like, I have never in my life ever seen these in Texas. Usually the type of jellyfish that I see are kind of like translucent or like kind of like a whitish pink color.
Hey B, it's 66. Changed my name cause I wanted to start streaming again. You inspired me.
My heart. That is so cute. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. I wish you all the best. So yeah, anyways, I see these and I'm like, yeah, that's a Portuguese man-of-war. I was like, that's crazy, right? That I've never seen them in the Texan waters. Anyways, so I look it up and it's like, yeah, like it's not necessarily like rare that these things show up, but anyways, so I'm looking down the beach and it is littered with these freaking jellyfish. I mean, like a whole full-blown legion of these Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish just scattered across the beach. So I'm like, okay, well, this could be bad per se, like for kids, right? Trying to play in the water and stuff. And I mean, they're young, like very young. So they don't even have like the capacity to fully know, like not to touch the jellyfish. So anyways, I become Jellyfish Patrol. I have a bucket and I have a plastic like sandcastle shovel, like super freaking flimsy. And so anyways, we're running across the beach and the kids are like, wee woo, wee woo, wee woo, every time they see a jellyfish, because they're trying to protect the other children from like stepping on these jellyfish, because they're extremely, once again, extremely painful. They're not lethal, but they're very, very painful. So anyways, I'm running from jellyfish to jellyfish, like picking up these jellyfish with this flimsy freaking shovel and like putting it in my bucket. So anyways, by the time I'm done with this entire endeavor, I have about 30 to 40 jellyfish, these Portuguese man-of-wars, in this bucket that I have, right? And so I'm like, okay, well, I can't just like throw them back in the water because the tide is gonna bring them back, right? So I'm like, okay, I have to wait for the tide to start to go back, you know, not low tide, but like when it starts to go back to low tide. That way, you know, the jellyfish will go back into the ocean, hopefully, and not just wash back up on shore. And then I have like a consolidated like 40 freaking man-of-war jellyfish conglomerate just show up on the shore, right? So anyways, time goes on and like I can't release them now because they're just gonna like wash back up to the shore. And then if I was trying to protect these kids from these jellyfish anyways, like they're just gonna wash back. And if anything, it's gonna be worse because they're all like in one giant group. So anyways, hi, thank you.
Woo, Jellyfish Patrol, Cadet B reporting for duty. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Hi, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you, thank you. And so anyways, I'm like, I have to wait. So anyways, I kind of forget about these jellyfish and I have them still in this bucket, or so I thought. And it gets to be like 11 o'clock at night and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do something with these jellyfish, right? Like I have 40 jellyfish in this bucket. They didn't ask to be in my bucket. I have to release them. I have to at least give them like a chance of life, right? So anyways, I go downstairs, I find my bucket of jellyfish, and somebody has taken my bucket of jellyfish and put it into a larger bucket. So I guess they had like more room to like do their own little jellyfish thing or whatever. But the jellyfish then was in this massive bucket full of water that was too heavy for a tiny little bee to carry.
Everyone wants to get stung by a jellyfish now. Hoping bee pees on them. You know you all were thinking about it.
Flawless, thank you so much for the bits. Oh my God.
20 months bee red heart, red heart.
I promise I'll finish the story real quick and then we'll get into the games. TVK, thank you so much for being a sub for 20 months. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so anyways, this giant bucket is too heavy for me to carry, so I have no choice but to grab this giant bucket and I put it on like this little kid wagon. Like it's literally like a little Tinker Toy looking wagon thing, like that you can like pull a kid with. And so anyways, I put it in there, but it's too big, so it's like lopsided. I'm trying at like 11 o'clock at night to pull this wagon across the dunes, which I had already been warned that there were rattlesnakes in there, so don't go through the dunes. But here I am at 11 o'clock at night with a bucket full of 40 Portuguese man-of-war jellyfish, trying to pull this freaking kid wagon through the dunes. Every time I hit a rock or a stick or something, the water's like, it's like slooshing everywhere. And I'm like, if I lose some jellyfish, there's no way I'm gonna be able to be able to find these guys, right? There's no way I'm not gonna get stung by this. So anyways, like by the grace of God, I managed to get this kitty wagon through the dunes. And I'm like, okay, like I'm home free, right? I'm home free. Girl, you changed your name. That's adorable. Girl. Okay, wait. Okay, so I pull the wagon through the dunes and I'm like, okay, so I'm on like the harder packed wet sand stuff, right? So I'm like, I'm home free. So anyways, here goes B with this freaking wagon at 11 o'clock at night with this random bucket that if anybody was on looking to this, I'm sure it looks so suspicious. for me to have a bucket of some unknown thing that I'm running to the beach with to like go dump into the ocean. And so anyways, I try to like get them out of this bucket, but they're all stuck together. And so they don't want to like let go of the bucket, right? They don't want to like let go. So anyways, I'm like, oh no, like this is terrible. I'm trying to like push them out, but they're sticking together. And I'm so scared of like one of the little tentacles like coming back and like whipping me, right? Because they leave like really bad whelps and stuff, and they're, once again, extremely, extremely painful. So anyways, by the grace of God, I get like a little bit of water in it, and like I'm just trying to like sloosh them out of this freaking bucket. Anyways, eventually I managed to like dislodge one of the jellyfish, and they just all freaking just poof, they go out into the tide, and I'm like, great, I've done my good duties, right? Like I got these jellyfish back in the water, no children were harmed. Well anyways, like I put my bucket back and I'm like taking my wagon, and I'm like, you know what, I feel pretty like happy with what I did, right? Like I saved these jellyfish's life, even though they're not technically a jellyfish, but regardless. So anyways, I look back and like sure enough, the tide just washed up 40 of these man-of-war freaking jellyfish across the shore. Like even from the balcony with the light, I'm looking, right? Like I'm pulling the spotlight to look at them. And the whole shoreline is just freaking cobalt blue. It's just blue jellyfish on the entire shore. And I'm like, this is a straight up massacre. Like I tried to do good, right? Like I didn't want the kids to get stung. And I'm like, it is a freaking massacre. Anyways, I was like, all I can do is say that I did my best shot, right? I did my best. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep and hope that when the tide goes out, like I said it was gonna do, it'll take the jellyfish back to the ocean so they can go and be their best jellyfish, like, you know, live their best jellyfish life. Anyways, I will have y'all know that by the time I woke up in the morning, none of the jellyfish were there anymore, okay? So either they got eaten by coyotes or seagulls or pelicans or something. But all I can say is I choose to believe that they went back to their little jellyfish families into the ocean and continued to live their best jellyfish lives. Okay? That was my story. That's what happened. And I managed to get out of this entire endeavor without getting stung at all. You know? I'm proud of myself. Okay, anyways. I don't know how, oh, wait, what? Where's all my friends? How do I have no friends? What happened?
The road
What?
to hell is paved with good intentions. B.
What
You live in
happened?
Elden Ring in the real-life fighting blue jellyfish. Did you get the jelly shield?
I have not yet, Wallace. Wait, what? LG, can you
Thank you,
send
B,
me
for saving us from the invasion of the jellyfish.
a request?
You really are the
Can you
hero we
request
needed.
to join?
Antisera teehee Antisera smoochies, but yay, they all dead now lol.
But the problem is nobody else
April
can join in
Fools,
from you.
we gotcha.
Hold on, let me restart real quick because nobody else is
B.
gonna be able to join,
Settle a
even if I
debate.
join you.
Is this
Hold
a good
on.
or bad skin for Tracer?
Oh, I think it's a terrible skin for Tracer. Ooh, absolutely terrible. You know what? Maybe it's, I had my school stuff open in the background. It's a possibility. Hold on. I'll restart it. Because even if I join his game, I guess you guys wouldn't be able to join. Girl. I love that you changed your name. I love that you changed your name. That is so epic. Oh, hey, that didn't take too long. Hive, thank you so much for the donation. I personally am not a fan of stuff like that. It's just like Sombra. Sombra, I enjoy Sombra as a character, but I don't like the whole shaved head half of it. If they didn't, you know, I would use her if she didn't have a skin that looked like that, but I don't like Punk Tracer at all, personally.
You're just a hater bee, and Hive, it's a dope skin. Tracer looking punk AF.
She does look punk, but she has like no sense of feminine charm to her personally, which is perfectly fine if that's how you choose to be. That is okay. But personally, I do not like the skin. Takuro, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Insanity. Yeah, it's just not my cup of tea, personally. There's not many of you guys on, but whoever wants to join, go ahead. Knack. But you're a guy though, right, Knack? Which is definitely fine as well. Like, if women want to shave their head as well, you do you, man. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? I think there's plenty of good Tracer skins, but that is by far, like, my least favorite skins, personally. I'm gonna be so bad at this. I'm gonna be so bad. Ultra, what's up? How are you doing? I did Cthulhu. I saw the Cthulhu skin, yes.
Wow, I guess my wide range of likes is trash then, B.
Hey, Insanity, you can like whoever you like, and for whatever reason. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? It might not be my cup of tea, but it can still certainly be your cup of tea. Petey, what's up? How are you doing? How are you? How are you? Oh, I need to fix this reticle still. Reg, thank you so much for the $10 donation.
Question: what happens if there is 2 doors, one leading into the house and one leading outside? Which side do you choose?
There's 2 doors, one leading into the house and one leading
woman,
outside. Which side do you
please shave
choose?
your heads if you want to, so I can tell from a distance to avoid you. Thanks.
Hi, thank you for the donation. Thank you, Reg. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Thank you, thank you. If one is leading into a house and one is leading outside, I don't know. I would say in the door. I would go inside. I feel like it's just easier depending on what you're doing. Like, at least to have a shelter. Like, that's one of the necessities of life. Food, water, shelter. Maybe. Unless I'm just not understanding your reference. But that's what I would pick. If it's one of those, like, you know, things that there can be a plethora of different answers to. So I need to get good at pulling down with Soldier to keep myself on my mark better. You know, always face the door with the easiest access. I agree, Zesty. And I've always been that way. Like, I always feel uncomfortable with my back to the door. Anywhere that I'm at. I like to feel like I can at least see my surroundings
is super
better.
feminine shaved legs. Even if she is a hot mess, still looks cute. V-card intact for 84 years. Probably only likes missionary. Damn Monday's mood.
You can't have a V card for 84 years and probably only like missionary, right?
So on a scale of 0 to
can't
pee
go
your
together.
pants laughing, how funny was that picketer?
Oh, Wallace, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. Insanity, thank you for the bits. That was funny. Insanity is referencing this meme, and it's talking about like archers from different parts of the world. Anyways, there's this American archer, and it's like this guy's got a bow, but he's got like a pistol in it. So like instead of him actually being an archer, he's just using the pistol. Anyways, I told Insanity that it had reminded me of him.
We all got it coming.
It was pretty funny. I still laugh at it. Funny times, funny times. I feel like my aim is still so off. It's okay, y'all. I'm gonna be top 500. Watch for this beta. I'm gonna beat everybody. C3, no, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet. Maybe at some point. Maybe. Maybe.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your pain?
Cthulhu, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I always face the door that has easiest access for a threat. But there are a handful of people that I trust that I'll face another way. But those people are always concealing, so I know I'm good.
I have a funny story about that actually, Susty.
Top 500? Top 500 scrubs, maybe? I keyed.
Boy, Insanity. Need you forget. I played quite a bit of Call of Duty with you, Insanity. I know I've proved my worth in your eyes. I know I've proved myself. Zesty, thank you so much for the bits. One time, I was at lunch or dinner or something like that with my friend, and she's married to this guy who... So they're both Chinese, okay? He, like, grew up in this... Her husband grew up in this, like, Shaolin temple thing in China. Anyways, this guy was in the Chinese Olympics and like graduated like top of his class of the Shaolin Temple in knife fighting of all things. Anyways, this one guy at some point like talked smack to her, like, and she had her kid and everything, like his child. And I was like, my God, like, there was ever a time I wouldn't want to mess with somebody.
Bedroom, one leading into the house, the other leading outside. Which side of the bed would you choose to occupy? That's what I meant.
Let me read that again, Reg. But yeah, so anyways, like this, I was like, that's something I was like, I'm like curious to see what was gonna happen. Because like, if there was anybody I wouldn't want to mess with, it's this guy who's from freaking like Chinese Olympics, top of his class, and freaking knife fighting of all things. My God, I was like, I'm gonna sit here and eat my sushi and mind my own business. Reg, if there are 2 doors in the bedroom, one leads outside, the other leads inside, which side of the bed? Oh, the inside for sure. Yeah, the inside. I would feel safer facing the inside.
Talk all the smack I want and you can't do anything about it, LMAO.
That's not necessarily true, Insanity. Not necessarily true. But thank you for the bits. Yeah, LG. Well, no, it wasn't talking smack to him. He was talking smack to his wife. It was quite an interesting situation because we were in like this Chinatown area, which was not like a very good area to begin with anyways, but they had really good food and it was like a very traditional Chinese restaurant, and I didn't know anything about like what she was ordering for me anyways, but I was like, you know what, like I'll go, and you know, she's got stuff that she can show me and I can go and hang out with her and her kid and whatever. And so anyways, her husband was there, and so anyways, like this guy was like talking smack, and I was like, of all the things, I wouldn't want to get in a fight with him. There was one time too, specifically I remember.
Did he get jiggy with it? Mess him up Big Willie style.
Well, no, everything got diffused. Thank God. I wouldn't want to be involved in any type of chaos. But, Kuro, thank you so much for the bits.
Knife fighting is hardcore. We were taught in unarmed combat that if you were ever in a knife fight, just be prepared to get cut. Practical, or our instructors were lazy, I'm sure.
Yeah, Pac, it's so funny you say that. I don't know, man. I know my dad has been in some crazy fights back in the day, and I just like, I don't know how
Speaking of sleeping
he's even
furthest
survived.
from the door, makes me think about the 3 petaseconds that men should do for women. Protect, provide, and profess for a healthy relationship.
Yeah, that's I've never heard that before, Wallace. That's very interesting.
Had me, mommy? Sorry, not sorry.
Insanity, thank you so much for the bits. I'll tie back into this whole like Shaolin thing. Anyways, so this guy has like I don't know, it's like this Shaolin temple thing, and there's like this older monk guy. And anyways, this guy like works there too, and he like teaches young kids and stuff like that, like the Shaolin ways. I don't know. Anyways, I went there because once again, I was friends with his wife, so she would go there and hang out. This guy, I don't even understand how he did it. Like one time, they were teaching the sparring thing or something. This guy like drops to the ground, like he's almost like squatting, and he does this weird hand thing, and boom, I'm on the ground. I was like, how did this even happen? How do you even have the strength to have been able to drop me onto the ground? I mean, I'm not heavy, I'm still like 100 pounds, but still 100 pounds of weight. You just freaking, and I was on the ground. It's like, what the hell just happened? But Wallace, you know, it's funny that you say that because Asian. Come on now. Come on now. Why are you doing this to me? Don't do this to me. Yeah, so that's kind of like, it reminds me how like that last week that we were talking about that whole like Will Smith situation. Like if somebody says some crazy off the wall thing, I don't care. I don't take it to heart. To me, I would look at that person as highly immature, and I don't expect you to do anything. But whenever it comes down to like actually protecting someone, like if somebody was gonna attack me, that's a completely different story. And that's kind of like what I say too, like, do I know how to defend myself? Yes, but like, what am I really gonna do? Yeah, I can protect myself against another 100-pound female, but past that, like, I can't generate enough force to really do too much. So I would want to be with somebody who I did feel like would protect me, you know? That's an important thing.
Honestly,
I'm
in
not
Aikido,
exactly...
they do teach you how to disarm, and I've done it a bunch with a wooden knife. But there's a big difference between practice and real life.
I agree.
Adrenaline and all that.
100% Pac. I believe. But yeah. Wow. I figured it would be the Junkrat that got me. Striker, what's up? How are you doing?
Remember, kids, extreme violence is the answer. Stay violent.
Insanity. Thank you for the bits. Thank you,
Just
thank
so you know, B, if Chris Rock called BG, I Jane, you best smack the snot out of him. No cap.
I would laugh it off, Kuro. I feel like I could take a joke. I would never... I'm very anti making a scene for anything. So even if somebody said something crazy, I would still be the person to like have my dignity and walk away. I don't expect you to fight on the words. Now, if somebody's trying to kill me, that's a different story.
Life tip for everyone.
I'd hope
Never
to try
play
to
with a
protect
volley
me.
song, butterfly knife. While seated, you will stab yourself in the leg.
Oh my god. Zesty, thank you for the bits. Kuro, thank you for the bits. I should just call you
me
Duke.
G. I Jane.
Ark, thank you so much for being a sub for 20 months. I really appreciate you. Pack, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. Okay.
Though practice may translate, I did put 2 guys down in a club and it was kinda just an automatic thing. But they were drunk, so there was that.
Pack, thank you so much for the bits. I'm a talker, I'm not a fighter. To me personally, like with Chris Rock, I could put him down
you want
verbally in
someone
a
who can
second.
protect you? Well, I'm a level 90 Dragoon, so I am kinda a big deal. Antisera teehee, Antisera smoochies.
You are a PR, and don't you ever forget that. You're the best crab rangoon that ever rangooned. Don't you forget. Man, this Junkrat's pretty good. We gotta have to do it. Okay, wait. Let's get everybody here, and we're gonna go. Are you kidding? Of all the people, freaking Zarya? All right, we ready? Go, 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 go! Go, go, go! Screw you guys, I'm out of here! I like the Junkrat, it's like, she is not about to rush me. Yes, yes, I was about to rush in there. My god. Z3, yes, I have definitely heard of The Wanted. But yeah, I mean, personally, somebody could say whatever they want to say to me. I have enough self-confidence in myself and know myself enough to not take offense. And I am also extremely confident in myself of handling myself through a conversation, just like with doctors. Freaking come at me with some kind of crazy, you know, craziness. I'll tell you off. I'll tell you exactly why I did what I did. You know what I mean? But to throw hands, no. Don't throw hands. Don't throw hands.
So is the verbal sparring typical for your family? Is that how you became the matriarch? Verbal sparring for the honor?
No, I don't know. I just think when you have... I'm very good at out-talking people when I need to. When it comes down to like protocol and everything. One of the things too, like when I was in nursing, I remember one of my professors was like, you know, why did you do that? I'll tell you exactly why I did what I did. Because there's a rationale. And for you to talk to me like I'm an idiot, like I didn't have a rationale, you're mistaken. I'll tell you that right now. I had a reason for why I did what I did. I certainly had a reason for why I did what I did. And I'll make you look like a fool if I have to. I don't like to, but I most certainly will if I must. Oh no, there's a Zarya. Oh Lord have mercy. Oh, she's after me, there's a brig. The Zarya! God dang it.
B, you call me crying, I swear with all that I am. I would fly out in a heartbeat going AWOL and make that person disappear. I don't care if it's evil, no one hurts someone I care about and lives. World would burn if...
That's Wallace. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate you. It's much like Bronte, right? Much like Bronte. Oh, my heart hurts.
B can kill a man with 4 words. Who are you again?
Ah, I hit him though. I hit him though. PR. That was so bad. Don't remind me, PR. Come on now. Etten, what's up? Hello from Sweden. How are you, Etten? Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? How are you? How's your week been?
But in some instances, like your emotional family members, logic doesn't cut it because they're too chaotic. How do you deal when the feels doesn't make people be reasonable?
I mean, that's a really good thing. That's a good conversation,
Lord,
Pat.
yes,
We'll go into that here in a
embarrass me,
second.
Make me look like a fool, degrade me, treat me like a bad little boy and punish me and give me a verbal lashing in front of everyone. Pog 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 lulu lulu pitch kinda hot pog pog don't judge.
Hi, thank you for the donation, Pat. Thank you for the bits. So, I mean, I preach this quite a bit because it's like one of the sad realities of the world that you can only
It's
have
beneficial
relationships.
to learn how to fight. You never know when those skills will help.
That's very true.
Some training is better than no training.
That is very true. Very true. Very, very true. Crazy. Thank you so much for being a sub for 19 months.
No way. Harrow.
Help me! Wow. How did she get back there? Bando, what's up? How are you doing? Pat, kind of like back to what you were saying, people are only capable of having the view and the mindset and the ability to see that you allow, like, that they're capable of having. So, you know, you can't have like an existential crisis conversation with like a 5-year-old kid. They don't have the capacity to understand you, right? And you have to understand the capacity of the person that you're talking to, because if not, what ends up happening is you become resentful because they cannot understand you, right? But there's a lot of situations that people are extremely, extremely childish because they never fully had the situation where they need to grow up, you know? There's a lot of situations why people are the way that they are. But all you can do is still, like, maintain, I don't know, I'd say, like, your composure. So that at the end of the day, you still leave knowing that you are respectful to everybody that you're talking to and that you handled yourself in the best way possible. You changed your name! Moscow! What happened? How did we win this? Crazy!
B. I changed my username. Malenki means little in Ukrainian, so you can call me Lil Mueli or Muli if you're addressing my Polish cow.
I like it, that's cute! Asian with the win! Molly, Muli, moo, like a cow. Muli, thank you so much for the donation. It's gonna be weird not calling you Moscow. I'm gonna say that right now though. It's gonna be very difficult for me. You're ingrained in my mind as Moscow. Very nice. Very nice, you guys. Nat, thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. White, thank you so much for the follow. Garza, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't think there's many people on, so I'm probably not even gonna make
Just tell them they're acting like a 5-year-old. That always goes over well and makes them be reasonable. Works for them women too. Just tell them to calm down and ask them if they're on their period lol. JK.
My God. Fuck, thank you for the bits. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Speak softly and
Insanity.
carry a big stick.
Yeah.
Teddy Roosevelt.
He was a boss, wasn't he? He was a boss. Yeah, you know, it's funny too, because one of my family members who's extremely, once again, emotionally, like, immature, you know, she's like, well, you know, she got in a fight with somebody who's very important to her. And so she's like, you know, well, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm like, you always have a role to play. And I was like, regardless, like, what ends up happening, that'd probably be way too difficult for me to go into. That'd be a very long story. But regardless, we all have a role to play in everything. You know, it's just like I say, like, a choice, making an action, not making an action, it doesn't matter. Like, it still has a price to pay. Even choosing not to do something is still a choice, and it still has a price to it all. Asian, back in the day, I would play Orisa as tank, Soldier as DPS, and Moira as heals if I had to. But since I've recently gotten back into this, I don't feel comfortable playing anybody other than Soldier currently.
Don't stress too much about my new name. You'll get used to it eventually.
I'll get there. Just have patience with me. Moscow. I was gonna say, it's gonna be so weird for me to think of it so way different.
Arriving at Watch
Rain, Tracer, and Diva. I think when I first started playing, I played Diva. But I'm not good enough with it. Asian. Teddy is one of your favorite presidents. Did you know he actually received the Medal of Honor? I did not know that, but I am a fan of him as well. I do like him. Cupie, what's up? How are you
So
doing?
none of my friends growing up made mom jokes, because as a kid I shut it down immediately. Sometimes you have to draw the line as to where people can go ASAP, you know?
We all thought you would.
Yeah, you can definitely draw the line, and people should be able to have enough sense to understand that, like, Kuro, if somebody is, you know, like, if you're protecting your mom, protecting her honor, whatever, you know, that people can understand that that's, like, a sore topic from you and then avoid it. But that all comes with, like, social grace and maturity, you know what I mean? Because, like, if I knew that there was something that you did not like to talk about or, you know, joke about, then I would avoid it. You know what I mean? You have to kind of, like, adapt and learn, and such is, like, the beauty of conversation. But there are some people that are very stupid when it comes to things like that. And don't ever let, you know, their stupidity kind of, like, dictate the way that you conduct yourself. You just have to kind of realize that they're lacking the ability to be able to understand these things, you know? You know what I mean?
B, I was watching Bones the other day, and not gonna lie, Temperance reminds me of you. I would
Temperance.
gladly be your booth. You are the brains and I will be the heart.
I don't know who they are. I will have to honestly say. The only thing about Bones that I know, well, I read a book called Lovely Bones way back in the day. But other than that, I've never watched the show. Dex, have you been able to sleep recently? I can never sleep. You guys know this to be true. You guys know this to be true. I wish.
The war goes on.
I wish so badly I could sleep, but I can't.
Somebody get me some healing.
Alright, I gotta get my act together. Hanzo's coming for me, dude. Oh my god! This is bad. PRFE, eternally tired. Eternally tired, can never sleep. You know the drill. Bones is a great show. Is it like a detective show? Because I'm not really into detective crime stuff. If that's what it is. I am not a personal fan of it. Now, mind you, I was working on my master's in forensics, which basically, like, I dealt with death investigation, which interests me, but past, like, watching a crime show, I could kind of, like, care less about. To be honest with you guys, I'm not a crime show person. I do like old, historic, kind of like,
So were these the cousins
Victorian
with the unicorn
things.
feet and the cooking? What did Aunt B do with them at the beach?
It was their kids that I do the little unicorn feeding with, yes. Bring it, Diva. What did I do with them at the beach? Well, I mean, basically, it's just like always a hunt. They're really into Harry Potter recently, so I told them that I graduated from Hogwarts. So it's just always, it's always an event, right? Or I try to, at least. Like I say, like, I had a really bad childhood, so I really want people who are around me. You know, like with kids, like there's a lot of things that were told to me when I was a kid that I would never tell a child, because to me, as far as I'm concerned, that is an adult concern. And if it's an adult problem, it will be handled within adults. But I tried to make everything, you know, just sunshine and
So
rainbows.
I found out Paramount Plus has Twin Peaks. Looks like I have something new to watch. Antisera TV.
Oh, you sucker. Why would you do that to me? My god. PR! I cannot... Twin Peaks, I'm just telling you, is quite odd. God dang it. Twin Peaks is weird. Very weird. Very weird, but worth it. Definitely worth it. Lil, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. They are wrecking us.
God B, I just want to give you all the hugs. Our poor sweet B.
You know, it's one of the things, like, I don't like to talk ill about the dead to begin with, but, like, my grandmother, before she passed away, she's like, I pray to die. Like, she was just She says she was in misery. Once again, pain is subjective, so what can I even say about that to begin with? But just saying, compared to the patients that I have worked on, compared to her, I'm like, in the grand scheme of things, you're not as bad off as many people are.
I swear you tell me Santa isn't real, you might break me. Gotta believe in showing in this dark world.
But, you know, she would tell me before she died, she's like, I pray to die, I pray to
If I
die.
don't like it, I know who to complain to. Antisera he Antisera nosebleed.
And that's just something that I would never tell my grandchild when I one day have kids. You know what I mean? Do you guys get what I mean?
You
Does
should
that
try
make sense to
numbers
any
when
of
you get a
you?
minute. It's relating to what we were talking about with fate and stuff.
Oh. Well, let's hope I'm protected. Yeah, but anyways, like, you know, it's like I think about these things, the things that she would say or the things that she would do. And once again, I don't like to talk ill of the dead, but I just like to think that like when I have children one day and like when I am eventually a grandmother, I would not say something like that to my grandchild. I would want to try to prepare her for something that I knew was imminent and for her not to be in the situation that I was in, I guess. Because it was very gruesome situation. But, I mean, it is what it is, you know? What can you really say? Let's see. You know what? I'm gonna say I like this Zarya. Why not? Alright, we got a few more games. A few more. I'll give you guys like a second. I don't think many people are on to begin with, but... Drink my tea. Dementia and other aspects. She doesn't have dementia, though. Go enjoy your dinner, Bando. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, both my grandmother and my mom were the same way. Negative, glass is way half empty. Maybe it's a cultural thing. How did you shake that negativity, because you said you always choose to be positive?
Pat, thank you for the bits. Thank you, thank you.
Did your grandmother have a habit of sharing adult things like death with children throughout her life?
It was more for like pity, I would say. But there's a whole reason why she acted the way that she did. Like, it would be unfair to her for me to only give you like a snapshot of like a bad moment without understanding the full capacity of everything. But like when it comes down to positivity and like breaking the cycle, I think you have the ability to kind of like, in an instance, let's say that you are brought up in a very bad situation. You can look around you and you still see the way that society functions, right? So for me, for instance, Smokey, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Woody, what's up? I recently just got back into Overwatch. I suck at it, but I'm gonna get back to it. Watch, top 500.
If I am ever old and found the love of my life and had kids and grandchildren, I would look to her and smile and say at a family gathering, you and I created this. This is our greatest accomplishment in life.
You'd think so, right, Wallace? You would think so. Like, I would like to tell my grandchildren, like, how proud and stuff that I am of them and their accomplishments. But some people don't have the capacity to do that, which I understand. But for optimism versus pessimism, even if I wasn't, like, born with, like, a golden spoon in my mouth, you know, and I didn't have, like, all these things just given to
I'm happy
me.
you got your grandmother's ring. Keep it close and it'll bring you all that happy memories.
PR, thank you. I got quite a bit from her. This bracelet that I'm wearing is hers, that she was wearing when she passed away. But the way that I see it is, you know, you know, whenever it comes down to it, like as I would grow up, that people were going off to do all these things, right? Like doctors, and well, I used to want to be a doctor back in the day. I did everything for my medical degree, which I didn't go to med school, you know, and at this point, like, I'm working to be a physicist. But the way that I saw it is, like, I'm not born any less than anybody else. I wasn't born, like, it's not like my mind is less than anyone. I may not have had, like, the money and the affluence and stuff that other people have, but it doesn't mean that I can't make it to the level that they made it. So you either have the mentality and the mindset whenever you're younger to say, I'm not any less than anybody else, because like I always say too, like, I'm not the strongest and I'm not the fastest, but I do have a exceptional amount of will And if I need to, I will Goku out if I need to. You know what I mean? And like that's a very powerful thing to have because you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to be the strongest. You don't have to be perfection. But if you never let go and you continue to fight for your dreams, who's gonna say that you can't do it? You know, I mean, that's BS. Thank you for the revive. Yeah, but like, who is gonna say? Who's gonna stop you? Because I was like, you know, money is one thing. I paid my way through college, and like, I never had my stuff paid for me. I did it all myself.
So how much is a positive outlook necessary in a potential partner for you? Like my dad, ultra positive, choose my mom, ultra negative. For me, that'd be draining.
I couldn't deal with somebody who was like a constant negative person because the way that I see it, it's like with my family, they'll always be like, I wish I had never been born. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, B. Find your own version of Super Saiyan and let it take you to the top.
Exactly, Zesty. You're not gonna take. I'll die trying if I have to, but I will not.
Frozen has taught us anything, you have to let it go.
Yeah. F2, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I think pessimism is by far one of the most unattractive things you can ever, like, qualities you can ever possess. Because who wants to be with somebody who's like constantly just freaking negative about anything? You can take me anywhere and I will find the beauty in it. It's just like if somebody made me something, like cooked me something, the way I'd see it is you chose to spend time out of your life to make me this, to share something with me, be it from your culture or just something that you enjoy. Who the hell am I to be like, to talk down on that? You know, there's beauty in everything. There's beauty in the arbitrary. There's so much beauty in the world if you're willing to see it.
Smartest and funniest person I know. If you go Super Saiyan, that'll be the end of us all.
You're so sweet. But, you know, and that's one of the things too, is like I talk a lot about like leading trauma teams and just being trauma lead in general. I constantly have a smile on my face. And I'm not saying, people have taken this in a very wrong way, specifically since I've been on social media.
As the great warrior poet Ice Cube once said, if the day does not require an act, it is a good day.
What? Insanity, thank you for the
spirit
bit.
Animal is one of those little kick-me dogs. Just tiny but a scrappy fighter. The will is of a pit bull.
Pack, thank you for the bits. Thank you. Wallace, thank you for the bits. Thank you.
My family is pretty accomplished in life, doctors, lawyers, and pilots. I might have the least worth by society's standards, but I have more heart than most people. Dumb and happy. I got this life thing down.
That makes you far more worthy to me in my eyes, because your position and your status doesn't necessarily mean much whenever it comes down to like your view of the world. But one time I got, this is the thing too, it's like when it comes down to social media and stuff like that to begin with, this is definitely like a new frontier that I'm having to navigate. And I say often that like I will handle any situation with like a smile on my face. And like when I say that, people will say, how could you? Like, how could you deal with somebody who dies and you're smiling through it all? Because like, think about if you're in a situation where you're in my trauma bay and you see me looking like I gave up on you. How would that make you feel? How would that make you feel if I gave you no hope for you to just give up the fight? I mean, truly, tell me, like how would that make you feel? Is it heartless for me to smile and give you hope? Because I don't think so. Is it heartless for me to smile and have my team believe that we can make it through this because I am gonna give it my all? I mean, I just feel like that's such BS. And then whenever it comes down to social media, people talk so much about stuff that they have absolutely no idea about.
Bianca, thank you for always been a highlight starting the week. You always have a positive impact stream for everyone, they leave happy and fulfilled. Bianca, the Portuguese man of War Hunter.
DX, thank you so much.
My mother has always been who seeks pity from others and would often take frustrations and anger she has surrounding unrealistic expectations from her side of the family.
Yes, I feel that, Moscow. I feel that a lot. I understand what you mean.
One should not be sad that someone has died, one should be happy that one lived. Celebrate their life, not their death.
That's true. And you can tell when it comes down to people who just like give up and there's a completely
People tell me
different
I smile
situation.
too much. I say why be miserable, it's always a beautiful day. And it's
It
even
is.
better when it's a B-stream day. Antisera teehee Antisera smoochies.
PR, I agree, 100%. It is always a beautiful day to me. It doesn't matter if it's storming and it's gloomy, there's beauty in that too. Who am I to say that something is less than something else? You know? But to me personally, I just think that that is such BS.
Hyde is perfect and comes from good stock of a perfect family.
Oh, I'm still alive!
Dysfunctional people.
Hi, thank you so much for the donation. But I understand the difference between people giving up and not fighting for life.
As
and
a
then
leader, heart can get your team over any hill.
Agreed.
Really, my
the
mood
morale
and even the
of your
nonverbal
team.
communication can be read.
Yes, I
you
agree.
have to be positive. You have to really believe and not fake it. Because
I
the team can
100%
tell it.
agree. Wow, of all the times, I 100% agree.
Don't know if I told you this, but I love you.
Yuppie, thank you. Girl, thank you
The world
so
is
much.
filled
That's
with
so
critics.
sweet.
The only person's opinion in life that matters is yours. So be your biggest fan. Also make sure B doesn't see you as a child if you are trying to court her.
That is very true. I don't like childishness. But, like, Wayne, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. LG! That's Roadhog. Very nice. But what drives me crazy is because I can tell when somebody just says, like, oh, like, that's it for me. Like, you know, it's always poor me, poor me, poor me. Like, they don't fight for life, nothing. And then you have individuals, like I've said many times, that will grab onto my scrubs and, like, as if the harder that they held on to me, the better chances they have of surviving, which is a very scary thing. And I don't ever want to look at somebody and give up on them. I want to fight for them as long as they're capable of fighting for themselves, you know? I wouldn't want to look at somebody who was just like, gave up on me. I want you to do your best. I'm not gonna throw in the towel. I won't. Especially for the youth. I've worked codes for hours refusing to let go because that kid has so much of a future ahead of them. Even if you're freaking 98 years old, man, I will do what I have to do, but I will not throw in the towel just because your chances are low. I will fight for you with everything that I have. And that is what makes a leader, in my opinion. Personally. I'm not gonna give up on you. You don't give up on you either. Nor my team. You better... you better get your workout in, because that, that CPR is not easy to do. My God. Oz, what's up? How are you doing? Wolf, what's up? How are you? Medical practitioner talk right there. That's right. That is right. All right, I got this one and then one more game in me after this. So get me in while you can. Rain, fighting for those who are unable to fight for themselves. What we do as a retired firefighter and you as a nurse. Yeah. Agreed.
I am fit and ta march right now B.
Is that some English saying that I don't know what that means?
How many of your peers mentally quit on patients? Nurses and doctors
Girl.
must get jaded and have a tendency to lose their humanity because they've seen so much. How many are like you and are positive fighters?
I'll go into that here in a second, Pac, because I don't have a good outlook
Hope all
on
is
people
well
like
with
that.
you, B.
Thank you so much for being a sub for 12 months. Thank you, thank you. Pac, how many of your peers mentally quit on patients? Nurses and doctors must get jaded. Okay, so I feel like people who do become that way, one, I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. I think they're weak. Weak. That's
B,
weakness
your
speaking.
commitment to your patients and team is commendable and I'm proud to know you. Know that if I'm ever tugging on your scrubs that I'm trying to take them off. Let me do what I need to do to cross over to the other side.
Moscow, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. That really means a lot to me. But, oh, I'm supposed to be up there. I think it's weakness, because if you can ever look at a human life and disregard them like they're nothing, to truly be jaded over something like that, who are you to have even dedicated your life to medicine to begin with? That's how I feel about it. If I'm just gonna, because I see this often, a lot of nurses or doctors get into it for money, and they always want to complain about how, you know, well, you were stupid for doing this, stupid for doing that. You have no idea what this person has gone through in their life. Even if they're an alcoholic, even if they're a drug addict or whatever, you don't know what type of pain they're trying to numb. I don't know their whole story. I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to help you. Who the hell would I possibly
I am in awe
be?
and envious of you, fighting and defying death to save lives. I am in the business of war and breaking things. Death and destruction sucks, but maybe in the long run with war one might save lives as well.
Wallace, thank you so much.
B, if you're getting off soon and since Hater isn't here, is it my time to cook? Maybe, yes?
What's she gonna make me, PR?
Antisera tee.
What's she gonna cook me? But yeah, whenever it comes down to having something which is the highest worth
Are you
of
on
anything.
Uber Eats? Because you're a tasty dish, lol.
Jimbo, thank you so much for being a sub for 6 months. I really appreciate you. But to me, if you have something that has the highest value to me of all of the world, a human life because when I look at somebody, I think of from your childhood to your navigating adolescence to your adulthood, what caused you to see the world that you see the world? What caused you to make the choices and the actions that you chose to take throughout life? That's the way that I think about somebody. So for me, to say that somebody can be jaded and to talk poorly about a patient who is literally coming to you, because you have to remember too, an emergency is subjective, not objective. I do not get to determine what is an emergency for you in your world and whatever causes you to come into the ER. I'm not gonna say this is BS, you shouldn't have come here. No, I prefer you come here just in the off chance that maybe we'll save your life. But for somebody to act, and this is 90% of nurses, medicine is the most toxic field I have ever been in my life. For people to become jaded, it's because they don't understand the worth of what they're dealing with. They don't understand and they don't have the capacity to, and I can never force them to see that. That's something they have to open their eyes to by themselves. DC, thank you so much for being a sub for 16 months. I really appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, I feel like that's such a cop-out. I was sidetracked mentally, going off on my tangent. That was suicide I just did.
This old dog's learned a few tricks.
Back, I'll let it read.
Oh wait, you don't have an air fryer yet, so that idea is
Oh, it
out.
didn't read.
But I can pour your wine instead.
I do need some wine. I've been missing my wine, PR. Thank you for the bets. Pack, you never judge people. Everybody judges people. Everyone. Regardless, if they say they don't, they're lying. We all have biases. I have my own. Oh, he's gonna hook me. We all do. I mean, it'd be hard not to judge a hard girl summer with something requiring gunpowder and a lot of penicillin, yes. To say that you don't judge people, everybody does. But when I say, like, who am I to judge you? It's like, yes, we all have our biases. But at the end of the day, it's not my cross that you're dying on. You know what I mean? And then too, like, just because I may be religious doesn't mean that I'm gonna look down on people who aren't religious. Why is that not wanting to read? Hi, thank you for the donation. Judgment doesn't have to affect care. Very true. You can think someone is a slut while helping. Yeah, I mean, I have many people from different walks of life, and had I been in their shoes, I would say that that's not the path that I would have chosen. But I cannot objectively say that your path is wrong. Who am I to judge? Who am I to say? It may not be something that I look highly upon, but it doesn't mean that somebody else may not. You know, when it comes down to it, I'm going off of what
so
I
if I come into the
fit.
with the emergency saying I have been cursed and only true love's kiss will break it, would you save me?
That would cause me to lose my license, Wallace. But thank you for the... That'd be hard to explain to the board.
I fully admit to judging others. For example, I think very highly of you for being so into me. I think it's one of your best qualities. Be sure to put it on your CV and any other place my friends might see.
I'll put you down as my reference, Moscow. How does that sound?
B, I finished the first season of My Hero and I see now why you like All Might so much.
Eric, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. QB with the revive. Yeah, I like the concept of All Might. I know a lot of people are not crazy about All Might, but to smile in the face of anything.
Do you ever have a problem keeping a straight face? Like if Wallace came in with a rubber ducky stuck somewhere a rubber ducky shouldn't be. Or some similar situation. Have you ever like lost it laughing in the nurse's lounge?
I'm not gonna say completely lost my composure because I feel like I've worked very hard on maintaining my composure. Because yes, like being in the ER or working surgery, I have been in a plethora of different situations. But at the end of the day, once again, oops, I threw my bangs in front of my face. The way that I think about it is like I try to maintain as much dignity as possible because I think everybody deserves dignity.
You won't tell me my path is wrong. Will you at least tell me if the drop pin in Houston on Google Maps is at least close?
Zesty, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, the way that I see it is like everybody, even during death, like I've had patients that have died, specifically when I was in EMS, in a very undignified way. And will always do my best to make sure that when their family does come in to see them and to say their last respects, that patient is still maintaining their dignity as much to the best of my ability. So usually that will trump it because there's a lot of things where if I just told you like this is the situation, you'd be like, oh, I wouldn't be able to keep like, you know, my composure about it. But if you think about this person who's in this situation unwillingly, usually I care more about their emotions and their feelings and their mindset. I want them to I want to establish a rapport between them so that they feel like they can tell me anything.
Small token to a fellow nurse. Thanks for being a nurse to look up to. We have seen way more than any person really should, but it is our strength that allows us to keep going despite the tough situations.
Donut, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. QP with the resus.
What the
Very
damn
nice.
hell? Am I being attacked? Who told my fear of rubber ducks? Plus B doesn't know my face and I am showing up with a fake ID in that situation.
Okay, last game. Oh wait. All of you guys are in here, right? I don't know. I'll make one new party. I think all you guys are in here. I think. I'll make a new one too, just in case. Last game, last game. Oh my god, you're right, Hive, thank you. I'm sorry. Here we go. There's the invites. Yeah, but to me personally, I try to always maintain people's dignity.
B, you truly are the best person I've ever encountered. You are so kind-hearted, caring, innocent and strong-willed. Please never change who you are. The world needs so many more people like you. Sorry, I've been a little...
That's so sweet. Insanity, thank you so much. I mean, when I say that I take these things to heart, I truly mean it. I truly, truly mean it. It's not just an empty saying that I say or that people say as a response to something. I mean it when I say that I take these things to heart. So thank you very much. Very much. Carol, what's up? Is it hard to maintain your objectivity when hardcore criminals and game members come in with injuries? Okay, that's a very difficult thing to explain. Now, I'm first off gonna say, like I said, don't forget to select your roles, you guys. Don't forget to select your roles. Zesty, thank you so much for the 8 gifted subs. Thank you for hitting sub goal, Zesty. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That is so, 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 so sweet of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. This is a very difficult topic to go over. I will go over it, but it is not easy to. Don't forget to select your role. We keep getting kicked out. So when it comes down to things like medicine, it doesn't matter. I've had a lot of situations. Kuro, don't forget to select your role. Don't forget, we're gonna get kicked out again. Don't forget, Duke.
I know how it
Select
sounds,
your role.
but before MHA even came out, I used to say I wanted to try and help people even if all I can offer is a smile. I feel like I lost that a lot. But since I met you, I feel like I have begun trying to...
Kuro, thank you for the bits. I mean, that's what I want to do in a way. You know, it's the same thing with my students. It's the same thing with my new grads. Like, I always want to be somebody who affects everybody positively as much as possible. Or at least that I can offer you something, you know, that I benefited your life in some way. Because, like, life is short, life is fleeting. So I never want to be somebody who drags somebody down.
Oh my
Retsu!
goodness!
What?
Love you, chat. Just saying I
We
hope
miss
everyone is
you.
great and that B is the literal best. Has the warmest and best heart. Don't have to be there to know that. Okay, bye.
Have fun on your vacation, Retsu. We miss you so much. You go off and enjoy yourself. Thank you so much for stopping by, Retsu. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We miss you, we miss you. We miss you so much. But go off and have fun. Go off and have fun, Retsu. We will be here for when you get back. But yeah, kind of like to go back. Like I said, people who say that they don't have biases and that they don't judge people, they're lying to you. Everybody has an innate bias within them. Now the thing is that's very difficult when it comes down to medicine because once again, I'm not the judge of your morality. I'm not the one who judges you to make sure that you get into the afterlife or anything. My job is to save your life. At the end of the day, my job is to save your life. Now that being said, does that mean that there's a lot of very difficult situations that you will deal with? Yes. There have been situations where I've said I'd rather keep me ignorant of it. Like let's say people abusing children or something like that. I have struggled with that in my career as well to say like I can treat the child and then I can also treat the adult. And so what goes on in my mind is, oh, you're in pain? You're in pain? You know, that's how it runs through in my mind. But the thing is when it comes down to it, you have to be able to disassociate yourself from the entire situation. To me, when I'm in the ER, I'm dealing with your chief complaint. What is the complaint that you come into? I don't even want to know your entire story. Unless I'm working emergency psych and I have to have a, like a therapy session with you
Straight up
guys.
the song, Classic, by MKTO. You totally should do a TikTok to that song.
I don't even know that song, to be fully honest with you. I'll have to listen to it. Wallace, thank you so much. Thank you for the bit. But you have to be able to disconnect yourself to be able to function with a job, because at the end of the day, the way that medicine functions is basically your job is there to save a life. We are not judges. That's the thing too. It's like, you know, nurses are often called angels of mercy or angels of death. And if you are going to be an angel of mercy, your job is to save lives. I can't sit here and think that I am ever above anyone else to sit here and judge you and basically say you deserve to die or you deserve to live. Now, those things also get very blurred. Let's say like in a mass casualty, like whenever you're triaging somebody and you give somebody a black tag and they're still alive, I mean, that's still a very difficult thing to deal with. But when it comes down to morality and things like that in medicine, it's not black and white, it's extremely, extremely gray. And it's not a very easy thing to express, nor is it a very easy thing to experience. Because it is very difficult to give somebody basically a death sentence, you know what I mean? With a black tag.
Child abuse, death, girls with hot girl summer infections. Please tell me why you're stopping and going into physics again, lol.
Tak, thank you for the bit. Thank you, thank you.
B, you really are an inspiration. Having you in our life has made us all happier. So thank you for being such an amazing friend and teacher.
Thank you,
Antisera
PR.
smoochies, Antisera smoochies, Antisera smoochies, cheers, sick.
That's so sweet of you, PR. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. The one thing that like I'll always remember is like, for one, I work ER and basically my specialty is trauma, but we also have emergency psych. So what ends up happening is like you may have like psych wards, but what happens is if somebody is going through a psychiatric crisis, ER must see them first. And we must medically clear them to make sure that they're not going through a medical emergency before they can go to the psych ward. And that being said, I've had many situations where I've had children, like, especially when I worked PD and adolescent psych, where they're like, well, you know, like, I was given such a bad hand, and, like, I don't have a choice. Like, this is the path that was determined for me. And I feel like one of the best feelings in the world is to say that, like, you came from the same path, but, like, look at where I am, and to be, like, a role model.
Does your personality trait growing up and even now being able to express or internalize emotions actually help in this career?
Definitely.
Or are you worried about further personal damage to your psyche?
No, I don't think it's gonna damage my psyche. I mean, now, don't get me wrong, like, there's scarring, right? Like I say, like, everything in the world has a price. Even if I'm working to save a life of somebody, it doesn't mean that it doesn't still affect me, and it doesn't still take a piece of me. Because you can't. You can't crack the chest of a child and think that that's not gonna affect you, and that that's not gonna haunt you in your dreams, even if you were doing it to save a life. To say that that's not gonna affect me would be a lie. But also, going through that, I feel like I'm capable of handling my students much better. I think I'm much better at handling the cases that I deal with. And it's like I said too, like with adolescent psych, I've been able to say, like, I came from your situation, if not even worse than your situation. And I have my degree, and I have made it through life. And I refuse to allow anybody to tell me that I am worth less than anyone else. And so for them to say, it's not just me talking like a big talk, to say that I've walked the walk too, you know what I mean? Like, that means something to somebody. And I hope that through, like, the sessions and stuff like that we have to have in nursing, you know, or in psych, whenever you have, like, group that we have to talk. We have group in psych to, you know, I don't know how to explain this. Therapy group, basically, that the nurse leads. And I feel like a lot of times people will say, specifically with, like, addicts and stuff. Now, I've never been an addict to alcohol or drug addicts or any of that stuff in general, but I do have a lot of that in my family. And so a lot of times I can see people say, like, oh, well, you're talking about something you don't know. Yes, that may be true whenever it comes down to addicts and drug addicts side of it. But whenever it comes down to success and, like, deeming your self-worth and, like, overcoming bad circumstances, I can certainly talk on that matter. You know? Does that make sense? Gaming, getting choked and such. I mean, yeah, even too, like, at the dentist, I have a hard time with them taking molds of my teeth because, like, my jaw is permanently messed up from taking a freaking from the beatings that I've taken in the ER.
You're welcome for all these months of subserviently being your guardian, queen.
Naruto, thank you so much for the follow. I really, really appreciate you. Hive, thank you so much for being a sub for 15 months. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all are so kind. Carol, in my job, I work retail, having to watch shoplifters go right past me out the door, knowing I can only stand there and watch it happen. I've had that happen to me a lot when I worked at GameStop back in the day.
Speak for everyone and
it's pretty
say,
funny, huh?
You have been an incredible influence on all of us. I know for me the last 5 or so months have been infinitely better than they could have been. And it's
That's
all
so
thanks to the
sweet.
wonderfully
That's so sweet, Zesty.
There's
Thank you
100%
so
victim
much.
mentality, no victim in sight. You are the last hope for women in this generation.
Zesty, thank you so much. Hi, thank you so much for the donation. I agree. I think the worst thing that you can ever perceive yourself as is a victim. Stop being a victim. You know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Go out there, be an adult. You can do it. I can do it. I've done it. You know, it drives me crazy when people just sit there and just pout. Do something about it. When I get fed up about something, I will stand up and I will fix it. I'm not gonna sit here and wait for somebody else to fix it or sit there and say, you know, like, oh, poor me, woe is me. You only get one life to live. I'm not gonna sit here and pout about it. I'm gonna go out there and live life to the best of my ability to live life, you know? S2, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Kuro, thank you so much for the bets.
In the UK. What do I pull?
My friend Kuro, I wish I could tell you. The words and the vocabulary that you have in your repertoire is far beyond mine. I can tell you that right now.
When I look at you, your soul shines brighter than Sirius. I would risk it all to hug that star.
That's so sweet. Wallace, thank you so much. Thank you. Kuro, when you talk half the time, I'm like, sure. I don't know what he said, but yes. C3 be their wayfinder. I want one of those. You know, like from Kingdom Hearts. Those would be so cute. Okay, well, anywho, that is the end of the stream for today. Thank you guys so much for being here, specifically because it's a Monday. Like I keep saying, I know that this was kind of just like thrown upon you guys and it's not the normal time that I stream, and I apologize for that. I would never mix up anything if I had any other option, but at this point, like my hands are tied with work and with school, sadly, and I cannot miss these lectures.
Thanks, B. Was fun.
Tiger, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. I stood up here looking like a hot mess. My God, my hair is like, well, it's in a clip, so you guys can't see. I got that Shakira hair going on. DX, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. With everything you do, still wind up playing and chatting with us. It says a lot about you as a person. You're the real life hero in our eyes. I hope you know your streams have an impact on everyone here. Just keep being the one we love. That is so sweet. DX, thank you. Thank you so much.
B, you know, if we can be here and hang out and talk with you, you should know by now we will show up. Thank you for even streaming for with us.
You're so sweet. Insanity, thank you so much. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. I gotta get my act together,
you know
man.
We
I gotta
follow
get the
you to
schedule
the
down.
ends of the earth, so changing stream days is a breeze. Anything for the queen.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, so also for tomorrow's stream, it's gonna be a little different.
No need to apologize. Thanks for even coming on and spending time with us, Antisera Smoochies.
PR, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you. So tomorrow, hold on. Okay, so tomorrow the stream is gonna be at 4 p.m. CST. 4. So instead of 6, it's gonna be 4, okay? Apologize. I'm going to eat with my cousin and I haven't seen her in a while and she's had a lot of crazy stuff going on and stuff like that. So I just have to make sure she's okay. So 4 p.m. CST tomorrow. 4 p.m. Can you guys see it, my hands? 4 p.m. CST tomorrow. I know, I am sorry. I know, it's all very awkward. But I love you guys so much. I will be playing Overwatch again tomorrow, or at least that's the plan. But I love you guys so much. I'm not holding a 5.
You're
That's
holding
5.
up 5B.
That's 4. 5. 4. 06, welcome to the stream. I'm so happy to have you here right at the end. But I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys at 4 p.m. CST tomorrow.